Excellent. We are live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today at Southwestern College Student Employment Services Department. We are here with another amazing employer spotlight, sharing great opportunities with an amazing company. Many of you may have heard of GEICO. Many of you might even call it the GEICO Gecko. But today, you will hear directly from the company. You've seen the commercials, but they are much more than commercials, much more than insurance. They're an awesome company to work for with tons of positions in various fields. Today, we've got the amazing, wonderful GEICO rep. We've got Mr. Muharrem, who is here to speak about GEICO, to speak about the amazing opportunities here that we have as students at Southwestern College, and so much more, and alumni as well. We want to simply thank Mr. Muharrem for joining us today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can see you. Thank you, Muharrem, for joining us. We greatly appreciate you. And as well, you will see one of our student workers who joined us today, Jeremy. He's one of our student workers with Southwestern College. He's going to be popping in and sharing things from the live chat. If you're watching this live, we want to encourage you. If you have questions at any time, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Go ahead and share it, and we will address those questions live with our rep. So without further ado, we want to go ahead. If you're in the chat, give some hand claps, give some love to our GEICO representative, Muharrem. Muharrem, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Southwestern College, for having me. It's a pleasure. I look forward to providing all the great opportunities we have, and hopefully we'll get some applicants out of it and get you guys some careers moving forward.
Excellent. Thank you. So, Muharrem, if you could just introduce us to you, your role, and a little bit about the organization.
Of course, yeah. So as stated, my name is Muharrem Durakovic. I am the diversity and inclusion recruiter at GEICO. I've been here in January, it'll be 8 years, but the company has clearly been around much longer than that. So company was actually founded in 1936. So we've been around 85 years. We're actually part of the Berkshire Hathaway that's run by Warren Buffett. So name might sound familiar to you as one of the richest men in the world. So they're clearly doing something right when it comes to that aspect. We're the second largest private passenger auto insurer, which means we have over 17 million policies in force, which means 17 million customers that we service. We have over 40,000 employees in 17 major offices countrywide. So I always say, what does that kind of growth and financial stability mean for you? And for me, opportunity. So with that, that just means opportunity for all of us working here.
Thank you so much. And now, can you tell us about some of the various job opportunities that you currently have available?
Definitely. So currently in our office, so our office here is located in Poway. Our current job roles that we're hiring for and pretty much hire for throughout the year is entry level. We have service, claims, and then we also have our sales team. So those are our entry level. Then going from there, we do a business summer internship that I know we've talked a little bit more. So once you're going into your junior year, that could possibly mean transferring, to a university or anything. Looking into that, we do have that availability. And then anybody that might have a degree that's at Southwestern getting any additional classes or anything from there, we do have our management development program that focuses on sales, claims, and service as well. And those that does require a degree. So we've got a variety of jobs available throughout, non-degreed, degreed, and currently in school.
Awesome. Now, GEICO is more than insurance. There's a lot of different positions that are that GEICO has that's not directly related to insurance. Can you tell us a little bit about the industries that GEICO hires within the company?
Yeah, definitely. As you see, I work in human resource. Would have never thought I'd be doing HR in insurance. So I definitely agree. We've got plenty more jobs than just that. It is a billion-dollar corporating, business. So with that being said, we have jobs, even if I pull up at the moment that I have up, there are senior data scientists, strategic business analysts across the country that we have. We also have plaza interns, we have attorneys that we need. And then even in our building here, anything from our mail room that needs mail delivered to the building, incoming mail and outgoing, to anything, like I stated, from the legal side to the business side. So, just because we're hiring for a certain group of people, once you actually get to the building and are working for us, there are plenty more. GEICO is all about growing our employees that are already working with us. So once you're already working there, there are many more jobs available for you to look into.
And that's so good to hear. You touched on a point that no matter what level or interest that you have, there's a position for you at GEICO. And
Yes.
I really love how you shared that GEICO really is about employing and hiring and promoting from within. To our students, that's not necessarily something that you find at a lot of companies. A lot of companies will easily go out and hire someone, but they are investing in their employees to continue to help them succeed and build up the company. That's awesome. And there's something else that your organization does that not a lot of companies do, that invest in their students. I've heard you have a tuition reimbursement program.
We do, yes. And I'm actually taking advantage of this as we speak. So I'm currently in school working on my undergraduate degree, and our tuition reimbursement, so we will cover up to $5,250 annually for classes. So with what that is being said is
Hold on, can you say
typically,
that again? I'm so sorry.
yeah. So pretty much $5,200 annually that GEICO will pay for you to develop yourself. With that, they typically break it down. Costs obviously vary in different colleges and universities, but if you take 2 classes a semester, if you do like a spring and a fall semester, let's say not counting summer, it'll cover about up to 4 classes here or there. And what's nice with that too is it's not just for class. So if you're taking less classes and maybe not hitting that 5,200, we'll cover anything that's really related towards that class. So if you need books, anything like that, like that's covered under the need of that education course.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Geico is a great company, and there's so many different positions that a student can work in. Just so our students can know, what would make a candidate a good fit for your organization? If someone's interested, what would make them a good fit in working with Geico?
Yeah, definitely. So as I stated, we have over 17 million policyholders, which means we've got plenty of people to work with. So what that requires at the end of the day is customer service. So a majority of our roles and even entry level are focused towards directly working with our customers. Our customers are what keep our business going, what has made us so successful. So I say, really focus on the customer service aspect of it. And then from there, we'll make sure to train you and teach you any of the technical items that you need for your role and go from there. So if you're going to focus on one thing, I would say is just really providing great customer service. And then from there, we'll take care of you.
Awesome. You hear that, students? And many of you have customer service experience,
Yes, sir.
especially even thinking about your volunteer positions as well. Customer
Yes.
service. Um, just another question before we decide to go into our live questions. And if you have any live questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat for those that are watching. One of the biggest questions, GEICO is an amazing company. How do students apply with your organization? And if you have any tips in standing out in the process.
Definitely. Yeah. So we try to make it as easy as possible to apply, literally geico.jobs. So
Mm.
if you type in geico.jobs, our career page will pull up. Right on the top right, you'll see search jobs. You can search them by different states, different cities, different types of jobs. So it all breaks it down. Another thing I do love, GEICO will break down, give you the pay that you will be getting for the position, what the position requires. So we're very transparent on everything you'll be doing for the job, what the job requires, and what we need from you. So I would say geico.jobs, search in, where you're currently, as I stated, here in San Diego, we're located in the Poway area. And then we also do have our auto damage adjusters, which are actually all across the state of California. But if you're attending Southwestern, the regional office we have is in Poway. And then outside of that, any tips? So first tip I'll give you is, if you came and even just watched this, thank you for coming, attending that. We love working with our partners and our communities here in California. So with that, go ahead and put my name as a referral, and that will be a first, hopefully great step in pushing you through the process. So feel free to use me as a referral. And then with that, as I stated, really focus on your customer service when they do call you. We're a people business, and we want to make sure that you understand that.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to take some live questions. Jeremy, do we have any questions at this time, or any questions for our students, from our students?
At this time, there are no questions, but I do have a question, and that would be, how easy is it to promote within the company?
This is a great question, and I think this is one thing that attracted me to GEICO and why I've been around for 8 years and plan on being around for much longer. So at GEICO, we are what we say is a meritocracy company, so not a seniority. So we don't expect you to be here for 5, 10, 15 years and then be eligible to promote to a supervisor, manager, director. We only promote within. So all of our managers, VPs, AVPs, they've all started at entry level. And actually, when I started at our role here in San Diego, our AVP started in, I believe, customer service, just an entry level, and worked his way up. So promotion is what we're all about. We're all about growing our current workforce and making sure that who's working already for us is the one that's going to be growing and becoming a leader and manager. So you can definitely grow. You hit your numbers, do your job, what you're supposed to be doing, and that growth will come. And we actually say, and you'll hear this if you apply for our jobs, that you're actually eligible and could be eligible for 2 promotions within the first 12 months of starting at GEICO.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 promotions within the first year you can be eligible for. That's built in. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. There's many people working.
And that's true.
That's great. And they never get promoted, but already built in the ability to level up and to continue to go higher and higher. That's amazing.
And one thing I'll add there just before I even forget, because obviously we're talking here with college students. So what's nice at GEICO is you don't have to have a degree to be in management. So as long as you're pursuing a degree, developing yourself, we currently have management, working at the moment that are finishing up their degrees. As I stated, I'm currently enrolled in school, finishing up my degree. So as long as you can show us that you're willing to work for it, you're working towards that degree, you're eligible to apply for a management role.
Wow. GEICO truly is an organization for the people. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. That's really good. And then I think we had one more question. Jeremy, can you share the question that we had?
Can I transfer to a GEICO location in another state?
It's a great question. So as I stated, we do have 17 locations around, and actually even opening up some smaller offices at the moment. And yes, you can. So really, we have one major qualification is you must be at least 6 months in your current role that you've been working in. Yes, I did say 6 months, not anything longer than that. So as long as you've been 6 months in your role and you're proficient in your metrics, you're eligible to apply. And we actually encourage that you look and apply at different locations. If this means that it'll be a promotion, majority of our senior officers actually encourage and constantly talk about the multiple different offices and locations they've worked in, because the opportunity was there and it opened up those doors for them. So there's definitely plenty of places and opportunities you can transfer to. It's really just, where do you want to move? We have an office in Hawaii, by the way.
Wow. So a great company, great options for work, able to promote, and you can live in a different place if you want to. That is simply amazing and awesome. I just want to thank Muharrem, thank you so much for deciding to be with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Muharrem, did you have anything that came to your mind that you wanted to share?
Nothing else. I just wanted to thank you guys. I think this is a great opportunity. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out. Reach out either to Victor, and I'm sure he can get a hold of me, or directly reach out to me. Otherwise, if you do decide to apply and would like to use my name as a referral, please feel free to. As I stated, this will give us an opportunity to identify that this is with one of our partners, with a school in the community that we're partnering and working with, and then we can get you going through the process.
Thank you, Madam. For our students, we want to let you know, if you want to connect with GEICO, definitely contact us, hit us up. We are the Student Employment Services Department with Southwestern College. If you need help with assistance, such as resumes, cover letters, interviews, you're looking for internships, on and off campus employment as with GEICO, and if you want cooperative work experience education, or you want job fair events or connecting with amazing employers like GEICO and Muharrem, feel free to contact us at any time. You can send us an email at ses@swccd.edu, or just jump on Handshake. Go to your My Campus apps, click Handshake, the blue emblem, then you can click Career Center and set up an appointment with us, but make sure you stay in contact with us also, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And this video will also be placed up on YouTube so you can watch it again and see it. Thank you. I want to thank again Muharrem for joining us today. Thank you for sharing these great opportunities. Thank you, Jeremy, for sharing the questions. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in live on Facebook for another Employer Spotlight. Have a wonderful day. And thank you, GEICO. Thank you, Muharrem. Let them know that we greatly appreciate their opportunities and sharing with our students. Have a great day, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you.